The opposition in Thailand largely focused their protests in areas like Bangkok and the southern part of the country, which is their stronghold. Earlier, I asked Associate Professor Thomas Pepinsky of Cornell University about the effectiveness of this strategy.
Well, it's unclear how much the short-term actions of the protesters are going to affect the course of the elections and the results. The broader point is that they're trying to do anything that they can to make these the elections not be effective or legitimate in the eyes of the Thai people. And so it's probably best to focus not so much on the short-term impacts of the protests and to concentrate on this as the latest part of a long-term strategy to make these elections not happen.
So it's widely expected that the Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra will be reelected, but how long could this political process go on where we determine the legalities surrounding this?
I would not want to put a final date on when this will be over. You can see this crisis as having been ongoing since at least 2006. The current crisis is a crisis of the entire nature of Thai democracy. I expect that we'll have results relatively quickly, and we'll have contestation of those results not long thereafter. So you could imagine weeks, if not months, of contestation over this.
Do you expect a coup, a military coup at this point?
You know, if you had asked me a month ago, I would have said that a coup is unlikely. Now I think a coup is certainly possible. I wouldn't want to put a guess on the exact odds, but the longer the crisis goes on, the more likely that a coup becomes. And so I would expect that there's probably discussions being had right now in the Thai military about what are the sort of scenarios under which a coup would be possible.
And the protesters, represented by the Democratic Party, wouldn't they expect their best case scenario would be that the deputy prime minister would step in?
I'm not exactly sure that's what they want. I take the Democrat Party's demand for something other than an elected government, some sort of council of notables, to be a legitimate demand. I think that their best outcome in their minds is to find some other model for what is often called Thai-style democracy than the electoral model.
And do you feel like that this was the best way for them to make their case heard to the world and to go about this? I mean, was this the first step that they had to take, even though the immediate reaction may not be the best?
I find it very hard to think that this is a very effective strategy of getting their demands. I see this as a strategy that is a sign of weakness, a sign of understanding that free and fair elections or even corrupt elections are not going to return them to power. And so this is a sign of them trying to stave off the inevitable. And the problem for Thailand is that regardless of what side that you're on, the longer that this continues, the longer the deeper into crisis that Thailand will go.
Thomas Pepinsky, thank you so much for your time and insight today.
Thanks very much.